I just watched the Netflix anime movie Bubble, and my basic reaction was, what the heck is going on?
Give me some sensu beans, yeah, I need to regenerate. I'm about to go off like I'm the Avatar state, and I can say.
So I watched this movie. If you go on Netflix right now, or at least if you're in North America, and you just go to searches, it says a popular search for a movie is Bubble. 2023 just started. This came out in 2022. It's a new anime movie on Netflix exclusive, and it's by Wit Studio. Wit Studio is the studio that did Attack on Titan seasons 1 through 3. Their animation is always good. There's never been a time where I've looked at Wit Studio's animation and thought, wow, that animation sucks. I've never thought that. Wit Studio's soundtracks always sound good. Their animation's always good. The voice acting that they hire is always good. And for this movie, you can say that also. The animation is really good. There's even a point in the movie where they're on this structure and you see like this overhead view of the structure and water and just all these things basically being destroyed. And when I saw that, I was like, yo, that is some good animation right there. Like, really good animation. Just that one specific part was like the best animation in the whole movie. But it's a really beautiful movie to watch. Like, you just look at it and you're like, this is beautiful. But of course, animation isn't everything. We can move on to the soundtrack. The soundtrack of this movie is good. It's good. But here's the negative part. If you watched Attack on Titan, things are going to sound really familiar. A lot of the songs in here kind of sound like if they took Attack on Titan songs and were like, let's turn them into different songs, so that way it doesn't look like we're plagiarizing ourselves. There's a lot of songs when I'm listening to the soundtrack of this movie where I'm like, this literally sounds basically like Attack on Titan. I can even think of scenes of Attack on Titan that had a extremely similar soundtrack, and I know it's the same studio, but sometimes things can sound similar, but man, that's similar. It's like My Hero Academia and Haikyuu. They have the same composer for their soundtracks, and things do end up sounding a bit similar, but there's never a time where I'm just like, that sounds exactly the same. It just doesn't happen. But with this, I'm like, wow, that sounds like 90% the song from Attack on Titan. The main song of the movie obviously is not a copy of Attack on Titan, and it's hummed throughout the movie, although I can easily see that put into Attack on Titan pretty easy. But overall, the soundtrack is not a bad soundtrack. It is pretty good. And then where does that leave us? Well, the characters. The characters are all good characters, kind of, because then it leads to the story. And here's where I have my issues. What is this story exactly? What the heck is going on? When you watch like the first part of the movie, you're like, okay, they're in this alternate universe where all these bubbles fell into Tokyo, and so the atmosphere is different, the gravity is different, and they're doing this new sport that they've created and that they play to get other people's things, and that's how their society works here. Okay, all right. And then this girl shows up. I'm not gonna spoil too much of this movie if you guys haven't seen this, and I'm really not gonna say anything major, but this girl shows up. I'm pretty sure. I haven't watched the trailer for this movie. I just watched the movie, but it's a love story, guys. There's a love story in this. So the girl shows up, and you have no idea what the heck is going on with her. Like, what is like? She's like water, but a human, and you're just like, what? Okay. And then she's basically acting clearly like if she doesn't know anything, like if she might have certain like mental conditions or something, but nobody seems to notice this. Nobody notices this, that she has like no understanding of anything going on. Like, everybody just ignores that, and they're like, well, yeah, she'll act normal eventually. And I'm just really confused by that. And then we just get to the ending. We get to the ending, and she heard the book The Little Mermaid in the beginning, and so she just references The Little Mermaid throughout the movie. And by the end of the movie, it's like she's just expresses her love to the main character, and she's just like, yeah, you helped me learn true love. And this is supposed to be a very emotional moment. Like, there are tears in this movie at this point, and I'm there watching the movie and I just start laughing. I'm laughing while the characters are crying, because I'm like, how did he teach you true love? Nothing happened. I don't even know why you guys are close to each other right now. You guys don't even like what. I get that basically the main character has a sensitivity to noise, so he wears headphones all the time, and she understands that a bit, like when it comes to her characteristics, I guess. But is that really enough to say we're in love with each other? I felt this movie had a beginning and ending and no middle. It felt to me like this was supposed to be a series, and they were like, we can't afford to make this episodic, we're just making it a movie, so just use the beginning and use the ending, and all the episodes in the middle, we got to get rid of that. So we got to fit this beginning and ending put together, and that's a movie. Because that's literally how it feels. This movie feels like there's not enough story. Where is the story? I like the characters, I like everything, but then I watch this and I'm like, what the heck is going on? Are they aliens? Are those aliens? Are the bubbles aliens and they invaded the planet? And she's an alien who's water that turns into a human because she likes the guy? What is going on? This is never answered. In the beginning of the movie, you see that this girl, it's not a spoiler that she's made out of water. That's literally how it starts. She is water and turns into a human. And I'm literally just like, what the heck is going on right now? Nothing is being explained. I don't know what's going on. And then so by the time I finish this movie, a lot of the times lately when I've been watching movies, my one word review is whack. That's my one word review. For this movie, I didn't say that because it wasn't whack. It seemed like an interesting idea for a story. It seems somebody had something going on. But I really think that they just weren't allowed to put their full story, and the only thing they had time for was that, the beginning and the ending. But it's like all the middle stuff, like there's a lot of stuff, like their whole relationship was not even developed. Why do they like each other? What is going on? Like, what is happening? I know some people are like, oh man, that was sad. I had emotion while they had emotion, and I'm just like, why? Why? I'm watching this movie, and I like when the credits came out, I was like, okay, we're done. I didn't even like continually watch the credits to hear the whole ending song. I was just like, we're done. Okay, I don't know what this movie was, and then that was me. And by the way, as I'm recording this video, I finished watching this movie like 20 minutes ago, so you're getting a fresh thoughts on this. That's what I have to say. That's your boy Konjic, and no, this is not the greatest Netflix movie of all time. So yeah, bye. I love you. My name's Konjic. Like the video.